So when you are starting to create an artwork that is dealing with deeper emotions and feelings, one thing is also helping students verbalize and define that feeling for themselves too. Over here we have a little resource about how to more accurately describe a certain feeling that a student might be going through. If a student is making an artwork about feeling sad, you might ask about the specifics of what is making that sad or what kind of sad they are feeling. If they are dismayed or frustrated or desperate for something to happen, how does that change the way that they're expressing this emotion through art? I think that one thing that really helps me work through a really difficult time in my life is being able to verbalize and define the emotions I'm feeling during that time. So this is a really important step of working through a difficult topic with students and making sure that they are able to define that emotion for themselves before moving on to the visuals too. The projects that you're offering might be a way for one of your young artists to explore something they're struggling with that is really traumatizing to them and something they might not be ready to explore through quite yet. And there are a few different ways that I like to support students through that process, either by making this artwork more personal to just them, or by allowing students to express that emotion in a more vague way so that they're comfortable with sharing that with others, they're also comfortable with exploring that themselves. So one way of doing this might be offering a student a way to express this deep concept that they're experiencing without having to bare their soul to several strangers before they even understand the concept entirely themselves. So for example, if a student is dealing with trying to express their emotions around maybe their mental health lately, rather than focusing on the ways in which their mental health has been faltering and the ways in which they have not been able to help themselves, they can focus on the things that have brought them joy. So for example, there was a student who was trying to express their difficulty with depression in the classroom through artwork, and rather than focusing on the emotions they were feeling when they were in the depths of their depressive episodes, we were focusing more on the things that brought them joy during those depths. So making the effort to try to connect to the people around them was a really important thing, and that ended up being the thing they wanted to express in their artwork. So they can focus on happiness and brightness rather than focusing on the darkness that they were not ready to share with people around them quite yet. So many students, though, still want to be able to explore those darker topics and express those to the people around them, to maybe share their experience as a way to form camaraderie with other people who might be going through the same thing. And for those students, I always recommend also including almost an artist statement that also serves as kind of a disclaimer to show their own personal experience through words before people see their artwork, so that they're able to explain it with a little bit more specificity and even include a content warning possibly through words in an artist statement too. I've noticed that it's really easy for young people to connect to these harder topics when it's something that does not have to do with them, when it's someone else's experience, but it's a lot harder to express something that students have gone through themselves, their own lived experiences. And that's kind of what we're going to be talking about in our next video.